Hello and welcome back to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Justice for All. I am the Max of Few Trades. I am so dang tired right now, you don't even know. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. But you know what? Justice waits for no one. So let's do some justicing. This guy needs some justice, so I'm gonna give it to him. Good morning. Are you nervous? Milk. You need some milk? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down, not talk. I guess. He's really quite... Well, most people tend to be nervous when they're, you know, being accused of murder. Oh, hang on, now what? Whoop, he's throwing cards again. You don't think I should fly, do you? You know, you gotta make a good first impression, I guess. When I enter the room, maybe I could, I don't know, fly in, warm the crowd up. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. That wouldn't help your case. Don't worry, just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, what is it this time? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I wish. I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Really, no one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Good times. All right. I figure this is obviously, Ow! Yep, there we go. Your Honor, get on with it! Yeah, I just kind of figured that wouldn't have maybe humbled her at all. Clearly not. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You're just gonna get hit again, Judge. Oh, sounds more friendly. I wonder if this is to our advantage or not. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, you think me losing to you and destroying my perfect record was going to humble me? No, I'm just going to probably say it didn't count. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. How's that all? It did not count! Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. Like a big, sad, sore loser who has no friends. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything, except for the times they do. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. I just realized this is the first time you've gotten to be over here. That's fun. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? Ow! It'll be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There! Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. That was an absolutely terrible opening statement. You're bad at your job. Call your first witness. Detective get yourself up here. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's been no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, you may proceed with the testimony. Wow, I was expecting him to get hit at least 3.5 times. It honestly wouldn't have surprised me if he got hit before he even had a chance to talk. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Some might say it's chilly. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. That's just painful. Hopefully it was instantaneous. You see, he was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Wow, she didn't hit me? What's the angle? Are you charging up for a super combo or something? Sheesh. You say it was cold. Let me ask you about that snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches off the ground. The snow was frozen in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Huh. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. Hey, what's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. You do? I mean, yeah, that's about 1 inch or about 1.5 inches. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on that night of the crime? I'll tell you what they were doing. Routines. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the Animal Tamer, Mo the Clown, Ben the Ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim the Ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the Tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective! You are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Against a monkey? Now, when you say 10 p.m., do you mean p.m. or p.m.? Where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent. Well, Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the Ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. He is a crazy man, you see. The Ringmaster and Max went off to the Ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating a salary. Except that's a big, fat, stinky lie made of lies. Ain't nobody got time for that noise. Don't tell me, Ming. Actually, he was asking for Regina's hand in marriage, but I suppose that really doesn't matter much. That's fair, that's fair. Alright. Now, when you say 15, I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15. Okay, not a problem. Ow! This is totally meaningless, time to move on. Forcing people to not say things again. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? Yeah, I can't help but notice that you didn't actually say anything about a weapon. A wooden box. That's right. It's like a box, but, you know, made out of wood. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, eh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Yay! Wow, 20-pound box. This may be my only chance to... Oh, boy. Oh, no. I'm not happy about this. Okay, well, the only thing that really sounds interesting to me would be what's inside of it, if you even bothered to check. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? What's in the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that's inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. A 20-pound box filled with pepper. There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. I don't know, but it's definitely in my inventory now. Defined vertebrae. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework. And you haven't found the murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Aha. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper and a box? Now we've wrapped up with this detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I don't know which one will be... You know what, I'd rather have the clown than the ventriloquist. I'd like to call... Okay, never mind. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Just be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. Oh, boy. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. You know he will. Yup. I guess this is happening. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trillo Quist. I'm an employee. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be coming off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me, fine. Oh, don't do that, no. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, that's just rude. It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired. Surely you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. So ugly, I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance, swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What is exactly going on? I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. Ow! Okay, I guess I won't read that. You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Oh, let's proceed. Alright, what'd you see? Once practice was over, I left the town with the stooge, I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. Oh, you mean you actually were with the clown. That's when I saw that dude running around heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could he not be the killer? That's right, and that's all I gotta say about it on the matter. Yeah, I'm a puppet. Anyway, they took the magic man. You saw him heading towards the scene? Now you're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white rose on his chest. It was all those things. It was pretty cray-cray. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown? That's right. Just stop being mean to a judge. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't this mean the clown committed the crime? Huh. I guess that's sort of a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. Why, you see it as a hat that someone could have easily planted there. A hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. Belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there'd be no reason for this hat to be at the scene unless he was trying to frame someone, which is kind of what everyone does in these sort of situations. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your skills are incredibly silly. Darp. What do I have to say? I have to say you're a pompous twit. I guess she's the boss again today. Alright, let's talk about some stuff. Why do you hate this clown? The clown. You talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic. I can't stand him. There's a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what? You don't understand? I am some kind of judge. A judgy judger who judges by the plaza entrance. To do some thinking, of course. It's awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow. Thinking in her lodging house had been a better idea. And I don't think you should be talking about things, because I don't like those things that you talk about, so nah. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Thunking is what Phoenixes do best. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears. Oh, I do have a lot. I'm sorry about that. Lawyers nowadays are talking to a brick wall. Three-piece getup. Could you be any more dense? All together now. Whoa. Okay, thank you. I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions. Well, maybe you should put a little bit more effort in having a point. I'm sorry, Maya. I didn't mean that. Tensions are running high, and I'm very tired. You saw him and only him. All right, Trillo? Not a single other thing you could possibly think of? That's right. And that makes him Zicula. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. And he is a suspicious character. There's more to this story. Yeah, okay. You only saw him go that way? And no one else but him? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw him. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? Huh? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Oh, rumble, 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 rumble. What else did the witness could have seen? I don't know, maybe the guy who got friggin' murdered? Shouldn't you have seen him walking in that same direction? That's the victim! That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, Ah, the false hope music. He should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ow. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. Yeah, except instead of maybe hitting me. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and him went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime? Nah. Seems that at this stage, I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. Of course you don't. And there's clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony, or I will savagely beat you. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating him, would he? Well, he is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, it's all the same. You know what I meant. Think so? I don't know anymore. It's all very confusing. All right, then. Then there's something else I'm doing. I pressed everything. Someone hitting my phone could not be the killer. Oh! I didn't actually press this last one. I just thought I did. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I don't know, 2:30? I suppose that would have been around, hey, what time was it? I don't know, a bit after 10:30, I think? Practice ended at 10, so you hung around the lodging house the entire dang time, like a weirdo. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? Can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you just believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Rubble, 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 I'm going to cause physical duress. We can all do without your offhanded theories. Maybe shut your face, lady. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Who do you think he was waiting for? Probably that lady type. Yeah, 16. 31. 21. I mean, if you waited a couple years, it wouldn't be creepy, I guess. Either way. But you don't really have much of an excuse. Well, if he's waiting outside the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Morgan! Whoa! The Muppet is dead. You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, that puppet may be a bit stiff, but he is correct. All right, fine then. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Megan! I don't know how you make a puppet explode, but that's cool. Wow, I see you're throwing out good ideas. Maybe I should physically abuse everyone. The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. Nerd! However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that then, you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have- Ow! Damn you! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. All right, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Ah, pain! How dare you just throw my ideas out the window? How dare you? All right, well, this is gonna be weird. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Whoa, it's a man and a puppet and a woman. That seems weird. Also, there's a big age gap. What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible... Why you gotta be like that? More pain! Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Don't worry, Von Karma. No one will ever dare do such a thing to you. You're far too nasty. Don't be so surprised that I was going to do such a thing. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. That's a lie. That's a lie! Who's talking about the dang... Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, Trillo... Yeah. Lies! Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm an old doesn't mean I can't propose to her, too. Exactly! His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? Well, the situation is extraordinarily silly, Maya. Even by our standards, this is kind of weird. Wow, I just realized you could see his mouth moving when he talked with the puppet talk. You're a terrible ventriloquist. All right. I'm going to press. However, I feel like I should be presenting. So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. Spent 3 months' salary on the thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily. Wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. Give him heck. The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe you should get out more. Okay, well, let's press everything just to be on the safe side. I'm going to see if I can, like, ring out the information that it's a ring. And that wasn't even an intentional pun or wordplay. I don't know what you would call that. You mean proposing marriage? Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I was gonna propose that we were some sort of outlaw biker gang. Right, Ben? Yeah, got it? That's the truth. Okay, can you tell the court what it is? What exactly was he planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question, what was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It was a ring. Engagement ring? How dare you? That's unprecedented in this country. Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. That would've been funny. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. How is this my joke? It's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain does indeed equal bad, but... maybe something of a joke. This is a historic moment. That was not where I thought we were going with that. I'd advise you to cut this argument short. I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please provide... Oh, thank you! About the engagement. I'd like to stick to the facts, no sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. What's wrong with being in a robe? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so... this might be a bit bold of me. But would this ring happen to be this? All right, then. I always think I'm being clever, and then something like that happens. An engagement ring, huh? Yeah, it's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing? I think you'll like it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. Alright. Okay, I guess. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course! Oi, 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 oi. Let's see. You gotta be kidding me. You think he could pull this off? Probably not. I mean, look at his face. I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Punch, 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 punch. Really? Okay. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. Okay, yeah, except I'm holding the damn thing! Okay, there we go. I was just pressing on the wrong one. I keep forgetting. It has to be a contradiction when I do this stuff. I can't just, like, point things out. I have to do it in the right order. Do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. You recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object, I believe you said? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've got it in my pocket. Why, then, do I have it right here? Rocket! Puppet looks like Detective Conan. A more obnoxious one, but still. He just needs the glasses. What's going on here? Say something. Don't put me on the spot like that. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. That's racist. Mr. Quest, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Oh, fair enough. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Rings are shiny. Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime, when I was attacked by a monkey. And in the confusion, maybe I didn't see everything that I was supposed to see. What did you say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after I showed up in the plaza. So you didn't actually see Jiggity Jack about nothing. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Monkey attack! Monkey man! Name that reference. Bet you can't. Man, what is with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what, you big stinky nerd. Chillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist, y'all. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after the monkey. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What could it be? He doesn't exercise enough. Nah, his testimony is pretty flawed. There's a huge contradiction in this testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. And then he just said he went and chased a monkey. And he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. Braggin'! What's the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You and your thoughts. Where are you going with this theory of yours? Well, you're the one flop sweating. I'm saying that there's no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Bang, bang, boom, chicka-backa, bang, boom. Interesting. What are you objecting about, you sweaty fool? Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilante ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. The witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I'll kill everyone. I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. I've told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there's a lie, there's usually about 12 more lies all buried underneath it. It's pretty great. Exactly, Maya, and that's why we're gonna have to keep after this puppet. You just keep on being moral support, I guess. I guess. I don't really know, man. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Ridiculous symbols. Like a monkey symbol. Symbol-banging monkey. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw him. That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw him. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Why, I dare say this innocent man should go to prison for this. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. If I must. Don't see much of a point in talking about that. Are you certain? So you saw him coming out of the big top, huh? Of course that's where I saw him coming from. Where staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially if you're waiting for such a weird lady. Okay. You shut up after about 5 minutes. About what time would you say these events took place? You're the one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished at 10. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. And what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? My brain! It was 10:10 p.m. 10:10. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right because that's the time I saw him on the scene. Well, that doesn't sound like something that you two would do. So you testify that you said good evening to him, huh? You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this thing. I mean, it's half of the comedy act. I mean, yeah. But no. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate him so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I'd understand. Ow, my everything! Maybe you should stick of having some proof before lips start go flippin'-flappin'. Proof is everything in this world, and it's made of pudding. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to this man. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume the testimonial, as we have no dang choice in the matter. Okay. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already, jeez. I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could have been more confident than that, right? I mean, I guess. When you say 3 symbols, those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked me that question by now? I think this might be the second. If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Oh. Thank you very much. Why, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it was fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try right, hey? You've gotta have something that'll prove useful. All right, time to go to work. I think I've got something of an idea. Let's see, did anything change a bit? Okay, but like, very recently. Okay. Oh, I was not actually sure about that one. Trill, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? Oh, I thought it was the day before. Oh, okay, well, this works even better. A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting conked over the head. Honky-bonkin'! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? Blah, blah, blah? Is that an omission of assault and battery? Ow! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. Look, maybe he did do assault and battery. That's something to consider later, but that's also a significantly less prevalent crime. Or, I mean, not prevalent, relevant. It's not as relevant. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. I mean, look at this jerk. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Brockentacken! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at this crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. I just, wasn't telling the truth. That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes? Let's clarify this testimony for the dang court already. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Well, I mean, I'm sure he saw somebody, and I'm assuming the guy I'm protecting here is innocent, So I'm guessing he saw someone in a disguise. I don't know who, though. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The kind of theory that makes you look like a big old fool? That's probably what. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If you truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You! Will the defense kindly explain who it was that Trillo saw that evening? I can only assume that he saw the victim. Was the victim wearing the outfit? Why would the victim be wearing the outfit? Consider the ill temper of this witness. There's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's adorable. Shut up, Judge. Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring. Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there. It was Russell Barry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. I guess you are somewhat half-wit competent. That's nice. It was indeed Russell Barry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Nagasaki Bracken! Well, a high-pitched scream is probably confirmation enough that you're a liar. Order, order! How do you respond? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look, it was obviously him. Yeah, they don't look anything alike. I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russellberry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness had clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Oh my good lord! Come on, man, you've got to remember them by now! Ow! Not this time. Yes, we know. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Shut up. Now shut your face! A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we know it was actually him that was using those symbols? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Just saying. Possibly even Russell Barry. Rocket second, rocket boom! Miss Von Karma, you incompetent fool. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, that's kind of what I figured. If that's the case, then it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Booyah! Okay. She's obviously gonna freak out and do some more stuff like, I have another thing to say, but it's still a thing. That is very unfortunate. You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, now what? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that the witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness! But I guess we're gonna be talking to a clown. Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to the question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there's no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Oh, yeah, oh my God, could she really do that? Why are we even here? Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. I shall play hopscotch!